Hey Facebook, good morning. Happy Friday morning. John Richards here. This morning the subject of my Facebook Live is how to write a vision and why do I need one. The big thing with a vision, most people don't know how to really write one. They know they need one. They write goals, but those goals really don't take you anywhere. So how to write a vision. So a vision basically is a picture in the future. And it could be it could be a vision of what you want your weekend to look like. It could be a vision of what you want today to look like. But most people start out writing a vision what they want their life to look like, maybe 5 years in the future, or they want their vision for this year or the vision for the next 12 weeks. So why do you need one is because it gives you somewhere to shoot for. A vision is a picture. And we know we've all heard of big picture goals and, what's a picture, what's a big picture of my life and all that. That is a vision. But there is a certain way that you actually write that. So the first thing I always do is I start out and I make sure that I have a 5-year vision. What do I want the next 5 years to look like? And, I've studied this now for 2 or 3 years. I've read some great books and I'll share those with you here in just a minute. But you need to have a vision of where you want to be in 5 years, or maybe just into the future, but you have to have some kind of a time frame. And then what I do is I write a vision, and I'll go through the process here in a minute, but I also have a vision of what I want my year to look like, okay? Today is December 31st, 2017. What's it look like? If you want to have if you want your life to end up the way you want it to be, you have to have a picture that you're going to paint. And that's what I look at as a vision like. It's when I have a vision, I'm painting a picture. And my goals are painting that picture. So I don't just set goals that take me really nowhere. Goal setting by itself really is not what you want to do. A goal of making a certain amount of money, may not be what's going to make you happy. So you have to have a vision. So I'm going to go through the process here real quick. The first thing you need to do is you need to decide on your topic. I read a great book, actually right here, Building a Great Business by Ari Weinzig. I heard about this in Inc. magazine, and his process is pretty cool. I actually went online and bought his book, but it's Building a Great Business by Ari Weinzig. This guy has a bunch of restaurants, and he'll write a vision for even a meal that he's having at 5 o'clock. Or what he wants his weekend to look like, or what he wants this particular meeting to look like. So you can write a vision for anything, because if you have the vision, it takes you away from the day-to-day problems. So you have to have your topic. The next thing you want to know is your time frame. Okay, what's your time frame? And most people that I've followed write a vision for like 5 years. Some write a 3-year. But what's that 5-year vision look like? What does your life look like? Very clearly. Don't be vague. Get really clear on what you want that 5-year vision to look like. Okay, then come back to the next 12 months. What do you want the next 12 months to look like? What does it look like on December 31st, 2017? And the way you start a vision out is and you got to write it in present positive tense as if it's already happened. So today is December 31st, 2017. I'm leaving for the day, and this is what my life looks like. Describe your business, describe your family, describe where you're living, describe the car you're driving, describe your health, describe your spirituality. Make sure you include all the areas, but what does that look like? Now, you're going to hit that exact? Probably not. But when you start setting your goals, you're working toward that vision. Again, like what I said, is a vision takes you away from day-to-day problems, and then you execute on your plan to paint that picture. So your whole goal is, in 5 years, I'm going to paint the picture. In 1 year, I'm going to paint the picture that's working toward the 5-year goal. And then I also write a vision for 12 weeks. So my next vision is July 2nd. And I know exactly what I want my life to look like on July 2nd. And then the first thing you do is you sit down, you write a first draft. So whatever you decide what you're writing a vision for, maybe it's a project. Like in my case, I do video marketing. I have a vision for what I want my video marketing to look like by July 2nd. I have a vision for what I want my video marketing to look like by December 31st. I have a vision for what I want my video marketing to look like in 5 years. And then that way, I am painting that picture with my goals. Okay, so make sure you write down the first draft. Now here's the deal. You don't want to sit and worry about what the vision, you don't want to make it perfect. You know, there's something he called in this book, again, a great book, called the hot pen technique. He wrote most of his visions in 15 to 30 minutes. It's the first draft. You always write a first draft. Now, in the case of him writing a vision for a meal that was happening at 5 o'clock, of course, he wouldn't write a first draft and then a second draft. Whatever he wrote down is exactly what he wanted that meal to look like. Okay, or a project, or whatever you're writing a vision for. You need to write a vision for everything you do that you want a great outcome for. Okay, and then what you do is you wait 1 to 3 days, and then you write a final draft. Again, when you start a vision, it's present positive tense. So what does today look like? So if I'm writing a vision, you know, for the end of the year again, today is December 31st, 2017. I'm leaving for the day. Man, have I had an incredible year, and describe exactly what it looks like. That way, when you're writing your goals, you're working toward painting that picture. And that's what you're doing. That's why they call it a big picture. You know, and that's why people have vision boards and all the things they want to own, and all the things, the house that they want to live in. I don't know if you guys remember The Secret. John Azarov talked about how he had a vision board. He had a particular house that he wanted to live in, okay? And he visualized that, and he's seen that happen. And then he ended up moving into a new house, and one morning he wakes up, and, you know, his son is looking at his vision boards. And his son says, well, what is this? This is my vision boards. And this is the magic of having a vision. And, you know, he had on that house, or on that vision board, a house that he wanted to live in. That, you know, that's what he had his vision of. And then when he started realizing, he lived in that exact house. He didn't know it at the time. That's the magic of a vision. So sit down today, think about your life. Don't just set a bunch of goals. This is what I want to accomplish in the next month. This is what I want to accomplish this year. Have a vision of what that looks like. Very clear. Always start with a vision. And then next week, I'm going to share with you exactly how to write a proper purpose, or a why. Why do you want that? And it's not what you think, you know, because there is a way to write that. And I want to share the books that I've read that kind of go over this. This one here is called Building a Business by Ari Weinzig. You have to go to their website. It's called Zing Train, or Zingerman's. I've ordered this a long time ago. Probably read the chapters on visioning 15 times, because I know that this is the starting point of all success. Everything starts with a vision. I don't know if you heard the famous Eric Thomas video. You got to have a vision. You got to have a vision, because it takes you away from the day-to-day bullcrap that's going on. You set your goals in line with that. So right now, I'm working toward July 2nd. You know, I'm not setting goals, you know, it's all in line. I'm not setting goals that I want in 2022, which is my 5-year vision. I'm focused on the 12 weeks. Then I get there, then I set another 12 weeks. All this is working toward the 1 year, okay? Then I want the 1 year to work toward the 5 year. It all has to work together. So you have to have a vision. Okay, so Building a Great Business by Ari Weinzig. Great book if you want to really know how to write a vision. Plus he talks about systems and how to properly create systems. Great book. Another great book is Make It Big by Frank McKinney. Now, he always writes his vision 1 year at a time. Now, he has a vision, into the future kind of thing, but he doesn't have a deadline on it. I believe you need a deadline, that you're working toward, again, because that's the way you're going to paint that picture. But each year he goes on a retreat and he writes a vision for the next 12 months, okay, because he feels like if he goes too much farther off than that, he has no control. And that's why you want to write a 12-week vision or a 90-day vision, and then you want to write a 1-year vision. You want all those. Okay, so, Frank McKinney, Make It Big. Another great book is Strategic Acceleration. He goes through that process with you also on how to write a vision. And he's a big believer on a 12-week vision or a 12-month vision also. He doesn't write those long-term visions. And then there's another great book that you can read. It's called Vision to Reality by Honore Corder, another great book. So make sure that you sit down, before doing your goal setting and say, okay, what do I want my future to look like? And then write a vision for that. You know, if you have a project you're getting started, write a vision of what you want the project to look like. I'm telling you, this will change everything. And then when you have that vision, then you've heard of a strategic plan. That's when you create your goals and your actions that you're going to do to achieve those goals. But those goals are used to paint that picture, which is your vision. So how to write a vision and why do I need one? You need a vision because that gives you direction for your life, okay? And that way it's out more than it is today. You know, your visions are in the future and you're painting those pictures. So start painting your pictures of your visions today. Go out and have an awesome Friday day, guys.